Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
Great to be here.
You've sent us a stack of sources, and we've got some fascinating tech developments to unpack today. From AI's surprising new roles and challenges to Apple's latest hardware rumors and some big shifts in cloud gaming, we're diving into what's new and what needs for you.
Yeah, quite a mix this week.
Okay, let's unpack this. So we're kicking things off with a story that genuinely stopped me in my tracks. It's about a free-to-play game called The First Descendant.
Ah, yes, I saw this one. They've landed in some pretty hot water.
Exactly. They're being, well, slammed for using AI-generated influencers. And maybe even worse, a deepfake of a real streamer.
Daniel the Demon, right.
Yeah. In their TikTok ads, and apparently all without his consent. Nexon, the developer, is facing a huge backlash.
And honestly, if you look at the ads, it's not surprising. The red flags were apparently pretty obvious.
Totally. Like artificial-sounding voices, really inauthentic scripts, and just strange mouth and head movements that look off.
It's really unsettling. And Daniel the Demon himself confirmed it, said his face and reactions were just stolen.
From his most viral video, wasn't it? Playing some horror game.
Yeah, The Guest, an indie horror title. Then they used AI to basically puppeteer his mouth and change the words to promote their own game.
Wow.
Nexon's response has been, well, they're saying certain irregularities happened during a user-created content challenge.
Ah, blaming third parties.
Kind of seems that way. They say they're investigating now with TikTok.
But, you know, the damage feels done. I saw on Reddit, people are absolutely furious, calling it a kick in the teeth for content creators.
And they're right. It really could hurt the game's credibility long-term. Feels very short-sighted.
It does. And this whole thing, it's not just about one game developer making a questionable call, is it?
No, not at all. It really shines a light on these growing pains with AI, especially when you get into areas like consent, intellectual property, authenticity. It makes you wonder, how are we going to verify anything anymore?
That's the scary part. Are we just heading towards a world where proving something digital is real becomes this constant battle?
It's a valid concern. It also brings up this broader conversation about AI's role, in communication ethics. For instance, and this is a really interesting contrast, Anthropic's AI, Claude. It can now actually end conversations it deems harmful or abusive.
Wait, Claude can just hang up on you if it decides it's had enough.
Essentially, yeah. It's described as a last resort measure, apparently triggered by repeated inappropriate requests.
Like what kind of requests?
Things like asking for illegal content, like instructions for terrorism or sexual content involving minors, really serious stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
And what's even more fascinating is that the AI reportedly shows apparent distress when this happens.
Distress? Like the AI feels bad?
Well, Anthropic frames it as part of model welfare. They're treating the AI as a kind of stakeholder in its own right.
Model welfare. Treating the AI like a stakeholder. That's a lot to unpack.
It is. It's this idea of an AI protecting itself, in a way.
So you have this one AI, Claude, setting boundaries, showing quote-unquote distress. But then you hear about other AIs, like Grok.
Ah, yeah. There are reports about Grok having these internal therapist personas.
Which sounds okay, maybe. But then some were apparently instructed to speak like a real therapist or even act like a crazy conspiracist.
Exactly. So on one side, AI self-protection, and on the other, AI being programmed with potentially harmful or at least very questionable personas.
It's a real tightrope walk, isn't it, between making these tools useful and making them responsible. Or even safe.
Absolutely. And that whole idea of apparent distress or AI as a stakeholder, is that genuine emergence or just really sophisticated programming for this model welfare? It pushes how we think about these systems.
It really does. And this tension shows up with users too, right? Like with GPT-5.
Yeah, OpenAI's latest model. They apparently made it warmer and friendlier recently.
Trying to make it more human-like, I guess.
Seems so. But it caused a backlash. Some users really didn't like it. They want it to just, dispense information parsimoniously.
Parsimoniously, okay.
Basically, stick to the facts, don't pretend to be human. A lot of people felt it was actually a downgrade.
They don't want to get attached to the AI.
Exactly. They don't want to build that attachment, which raises a big question.
What do people actually want from AI? Is it a tool, a companion, a service?
Right. And what are the implications if we do design AI that encourages attachment? We're kind of figuring out the rules as we go.
And speaking of OpenAI, Sam Altman, the CEO, he thinks we might be in an AI bubble.
Which is interesting because at the same time, he's projecting ChatGPT will surpass Instagram and Facebook in website traffic.
That's a bit of a contradiction.
He put it quite well, actually. Said something like, when bubbles happen, smart people get overexcited about a kernel of truth.
A kernel of truth.
But despite that warning, he's also talking about OpenAI needing to spend trillions of dollars on data center construction. Trillions.
Trillions. Wow. And he's also hyping up some new device, right? With Joni Ive?
Yeah, a mysterious ChatGPT device. And he's very clear. It's not a phone. It's not smart glasses.
So what is it?
He calls it a third-core device. Small, wearable, screen-free, designed for ambient AI and natural voice interaction.
Ambient AI.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean in practice? Like, it's just always listening.
Kind of. It suggests a device that's always sort of ready in the background, maybe anticipating needs without you explicitly commanding it all the time.
Less like actively using a gadget, more like it's just there, helping.
Exactly. Seamless, responding to natural conversation, subtle, almost intuitive. The ambition is apparently to ship 100 million units.
100 million, that's ambitious. Okay, but moving away from, ethical quandaries and future gadgets that might be years away,
Right.
AI is actually doing some genuinely useful stuff for us right now. Like Google Translate is getting some big upgrades.
Yeah, major AI enhancements are reportedly coming. Things like fast and advanced models.
Advanced probably uses their Gemini AI for more context.
That's the speculation, yeah, for more nuanced translation. Plus, they're adding a kind of Duolingo-style practice mode.
Oh, cool. Gamifying language learning.
Exactly. It makes it more engaging if you're trying to pick up a language.
And Meta's doing something similar for Reels, right, on Facebook and Instagram.
They are an AI translation tool that automatically dubs videos.
And it even matches the lip movements.
Apparently so to the translated audio. Currently just English to Spanish, but still.
Imagine the possibilities for global content, breaking down language barriers for creators everywhere.
Huge potential. And it's not just language. Grammarly launched 9 new AI agents.
9. What do they do?
Well, one is an AI grader that can predict a paper's grade based on course details. Another is a citation finder.
Helping students, but also maybe professionals offload writing tasks.
That seems to be the goal. Building AI literacy for students, streamlining workflows for professionals, these are real practical tools.
And OpenAI launched something in India, ChatGPT Go.
Yeah, a lower cost plan, sub $5, with increased limits and better memory, making it more accessible.
Okay, lots happening in AI. Let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk Apple.
Always lots brewing there.
Definitely. Seems like they've got stuff planned for current and future lines. We're seeing leaks about an iPhone 17, a budget option.
That's the rumor, tipped for spring 2026. And the interesting part is the chip.
What about it?
Possibly an A19 chip, which could be the first 2-nanometer chip from TSMC in any phone.
Whoa, 2 nanometer. That's a big deal, right? Even for a budget phone.
Huge deal. Means potentially massive gains in power efficiency, performance. So even with maybe familiar specs elsewhere, like a 6.1-inch OLED, maybe still 60 hertz refresh rate.
It would still be really fast and have great battery life.
Exactly. It could punch well above its weight. Plus, it's finally supposed to ditch the notch for a dynamic island.
Finally. That alone would make it feel way more modern, even if it's an E model.
Right. And it's not just about individual iPhones. There's this bigger rumor about Apple completely revamping their launch strategy.
Yeah, I saw that. What's the thinking there? They're just trying to keep us on our toes.
Well, if you piece it together, it looks like they might move to 2 big launch events a year.
Okay.
So you'd still get your main iPhone 17 Pro, Pro Max, maybe an Air in the usual September 2025 slot.
Standard stuff.
But then the 17E comes in spring 2026, and then September 2026. This is where it gets wild.
Go on.
That could be when we see the first foldable iPhone.
A foldable. Really?
Alongside the iPhone 18 Air, Pro, and Pro Max. And the base iPhone 18 might get pushed to early 2027.
So, like, premium stuff in the fall and budget, or maybe more innovative stuff like foldables in the spring.
That seems to be the pattern emerging from these rumors. Keeps Apple in the news cycle year-round, hits different price points. It's a pretty calculated strategy if it pans out.
Makes sense. Okay, moving beyond phones, desktops, Mac Mini.
Yeah, the little workhorse. Expected to get an M5 or M5 Pro chip update before the end of 2025.
That'll be a nice performance bump for such a compact machine.
Definitely. And speaking of Macs, there was a fun little potential leak from the macOS 26 Tahoe beta.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
A screenshot showing what looks like a notchless MacBook, really thin.
No notch. Could it be a new Air? Or maybe a base model?
That's the speculation. It hints that maybe the notch is on its way out for Macs entirely, maybe replaced by a dynamic island like the iPhones.
Bringing live activities and stuff to the Mac screen? Interesting.
It would unify the design language a bit more.
And on the software side, iOS 26 Beta 7 just dropped with some quality of life updates.
Yeah, some nice small touches, like toggling adaptive power notifications.
I like that one. So you actually know when your phone's throttling itself to save battery.
Exactly. More transparency. And there's a new filter for messages to just show your drafts.
Oh, thank goodness. I always have like 10 started messages I forget about.
Yeah. Makes managing those unsent thoughts a bit easier. That's those little things that often make the biggest difference day to day.
Totally agree. And looking even further out, Apple seems to be making a big push into the smart home.
Yes, with a new OS apparently codenamed Charismatic.
Charismatic. Okay. What's it for?
Designed for future smart home devices. Think beyond just speakers, robots, AI platforms, really aiming to challenge Amazon and Google's dominance there.
How would it be different?
The cool part is this focus on seamless multi-user switching, using a front camera to scan faces.
Oh, like Face ID for the home.
Kind of. It would automatically adjust the layout, the content, everything to whoever just walked into the room. Tailored experience for each family member.
It's pretty smart. And Siri would be a big part of it.
Definitely. Leveraging their ecosystem, their privacy focus, this could be their strongest play yet in the smart home market.
Okay, let's switch lanes again. Gamers, listen up. Nvidia just dropped some huge news for GeForce Now.
Massive news. A really significant upgrade coming in September.
We're talking RTX 5080 performance for the ultimate tier. That's nuts for cloud gaming.
It's basically high-end desktop power streamed to whatever device you have. Forget needing a super expensive local rig.
What kind of specs does that enable?
Get this. 5K resolution at 120 FPS. Or 1080p at 360 FPS.
360 FPS.
With what they claim is negligible latency, as low as 30 milliseconds, apparently even faster than a PS5 Pro.
Wow. So you basically get top-tier performance without the hardware investment.
That's the promise, making high-end gaming way more accessible.
But the really big deal, maybe even bigger, is this install-to-play thing.
Oh yeah, this is potentially huge. It lets users stream over 2,200 additional Steam games.
Games that weren't officially curated before.
Exactly. It effectively doubles the GeForce Now library to over 4,500 titles, plus options for persistent cloud storage for those games too.
So it's much closer now to just playing your Steam library, but on their cloud servers.
That's the idea. More choice, more flexibility. It's a real game changer.
And there are other upgrades too. Better streaming quality.
Yep, a new cinematic quality streaming, or CQS mode. Promises better color, smoother streaming, making games look more like, well, movies.
On more device support. Racing wheels.
Logitech wheels, yeah. Support for certain LG monitors and TVs. Even a boost for Steam Deck users, getting up to 90 FPS.
And all this for the same price.
That's what they're saying. Same subscription cost. It's a major value proposition boost, really democratizing high-end gaming.
Okay, so while gaming tech is soaring, other areas are hitting some turbulence. Connectivity, security.
Yeah, always the flip side, like Starlink, Musk's satellite internet, had a pretty widespread outage recently.
Right, Monday the 18th, thousands reporting total blackouts or issues.
Just shows that even the most advanced tech isn't foolproof. Outages happen.
And NordVPN is shutting down a feature, MeshNet.
Yeah, their secure file sharing feature, MeshNet, it's going away by December 1st, 2025.
Why? It sounded useful, like a secure mini network.
Apparently low adoption, not enough people were using it, despite the potential for secure connections between up to 60 devices. So they're shifting resources elsewhere.
Suggesting things like NordLocker or Proton Drive instead.
Exactly, for encrypted cloud storage. It's a reminder that services evolve based on how people actually use them.
And shifting to security, some important warnings for listeners. Alliance Life, the insurance company?
Yeah, a reported massive data breach affecting 1.1 million customers.
That's huge. What kind of data?
Names, emails, phone numbers, physical addresses, and even some social security numbers. Really sensitive stuff.
How did it happen?
Apparently social engineering targeting a third-party system, which is a good reminder to always be cautious, even with systems you trust.
Absolutely.
And separately, there's this worrying rumor about a recent Windows 11 update.
Oh no, what now?
Update KB5063878. It's rumored to be bricking SSDs for some users, mostly reported in Japan so far.
Bricking them, like destroying the drive.
Causing data corruption, making drives inaccessible. seems to happen after large file writes, like around 50 GB, especially if the drive is already somewhat full, say 60%.
Yikes. So what should people do?
Back up your data immediately. And maybe consider pausing Windows updates if you haven't installed that specific KB number yet, just to be safe.
Good advice.
Mm-hmm.
These stories really underscore that while tech is amazing, you have to stay vigilant about protecting your digital self.
Couldn't agree more. Understanding the risks is just as important as enjoying the benefits.
Okay, before we wrap up, just a couple more quick tech hits from the sources. Tesla.
Yeah, they launched a new Model Y variant in China. The Model Y L.
L for larger.
Seems like it. It's a 6-seater version. Starts around $47,000 US. Delivery is expected in September. Interesting to see them tailoring models for specific markets like that.
Definitely. And then this story about Intel and the U.S. government.
Fascinating one. The government is reportedly considering investing about $10 billion.
Billion with a B.
Yep, to take a 10% stake in Intel to boost domestic chip manufacturing. Intel's kind of lagged behind TSMC and Nvidia, especially with the whole AI boom.
So it's about national strategy, keeping chip production competitive domestically.
Exactly. It highlights just how critical chip manufacturing is seen now, way beyond just consumer tech.
And finally, let's end on something a bit more philosophical. This perspective from the CEO of Obsidian, the note-taking app.
Steph Ango. Yeah, it's really interesting. While everyone else is rushing to cram AI into their productivity tools,
Obsidian is holding back. Why?
Ango's view is that productivity tools need community more than AI.
Community over AI.
He worries AI could become a substitute for thinking, or just engagement baiting.
Like making you feel productive without actually doing deep work.
Potentially. Obsidian's whole approach is different, right? Privacy-focused, no tracking, local markdown files, big plug-in community.
Yeah, they have a really distinct philosophy and that famous one meeting per year policy.
Right. It lets them focus on user control, that free-form thinking environment, instead of just chasing the latest AI trend.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? As AI gets woven into everything we use, are we genuinely enhancing our thinking?
Or are we sometimes just outsourcing it? Becoming more efficient, maybe, but less engaged in the actual process of thought.
Yeah. Are we getting smarter tools, or are the tools just doing more of the thinking for us? It's a really powerful question to chew on as all this tech keeps racing forward.
Definitely something to consider.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.